Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello everyone, welcome. This is Nick from TONT Sports, and today we're going to go over the Los Angeles Chargers salary review and off-season moves for 2022. Brandon Staley, Mr. I love to take chances. I love to gamble. Might as well just be the head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders at that point. I mean, he loves to roll the dice. But let me tell you something, man. You got to respect it. I mean, whether you hate it, whether you love it, you got to respect it. He has balls, okay? I'm going to put that out there. You got to have balls to be able to do what he does, because that can get you fired in the league. Now, I'll tell you something right now, though. If that's what he truly believes in, if he truly believes on going for it, if he truly believes in analytics, then might as well go for it, because you know why? Coaches are going to get fired either way, and I'd rather go with your gut and get fired on your gut than listen to other critics and getting fired because you're not listening to your gut. So 9-8 last year. I think a little bit of underachievement for the Chargers. I really expected them to do better in the AFC West, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am a Raiders fan, but I do not hate you guys. All right. Again, the Chiefs are the ones that I think we can all agree with here. But look, the Chargers, man, listen to me. You went 9-8 last year. I honestly think you guys had a better probably team on paper than the Raiders. I thought you guys would have finished second, especially with Justin Herbert as your quarterback, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's hop into this. Let's look at this mock offseason, this mock free agency and mock salary cap review and the mock draft. Okay, we're going to do it all in this video, so stay tuned. Here we go. These are the guys that are currently under contract on your team. Okay, right now you got $57.5 million in cap space. That's a lot of money to work with. One of the most in the league, okay? The guys in green, if you cut them, you save money. The guys in red, if you cut them, you lose money. Real fast, let's look at Michael Davis. If you cut Michael Davis, you save $5.3 million. If you were, for some strange reason, cut Joey Bosa, you lose $14 million. Makes absolutely no sense to begin with. Makes even less sense considering you lose money. Okay, so real fast, let me know what you guys would do here with the guys that are currently under contract. If you don't see somebody, it's because they're not currently under contract. They're going to be on the next slide, the notable losses list, the guys that you need to re-sign or let walk in free agency. So let me know what you guys would do here, but a few guys to look at. Michael Davis for 5.3, maybe you restructure that. I'm not going to predict restructures. Brian Balaji, as you work $10.9 million, I don't know. So let's hop into the next slide and see what we got. Here is the notable losses, okay? These are the guys that are going to be currently free agents this upcoming season if you guys decide not to re-sign them. Now, you got the money to re-sign some or most of these guys, okay? You really do. But first, I want to give a special shout-out to our numbers guy. Really, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have these expected contracts or the percent of stats played. I really want to give a special shout-out to Noah, the Monocle Thompson. Truly, thank you. We appreciate all that you do. Let's start with this wide receiver, Mike Thomas. His expected contract is a 4-year, $68 million deal. He plays 74.9% of the snaps. Next guy, defense tackle Linval Joseph. His expected contract is a 1-year, $6.75 million contract. He played 47.7% of the snaps. Linebacker Kaiser White, 2 years, $12.6 million deal. He played 85% of the snaps. Uchenna Nwosu, edge, 3-year, $26.25 million deal. He played 67.8% of the snaps. Ode Ibushi, guard, 1-year, $1.5 million deal. He played 24.9% of the snaps. Chris Harris, cornerback, 1-year, $5 million deal. He played 64.9% of the snaps. Jared Cook, tight end, 1-year, $4 million deal, 53.8% of the snaps played. Halfback Justin Jackson, 2-year, $4.5 million deal, played 19.3% of the snaps. And Michael Schofield, guard, 1-year, $1.8 million deal, played 75.9% of the snaps. Now, a good rule of thumb is here, typically if you played a high percent of snaps and you played well with those percent of snaps, typically the team will look to bring you back to keep the continuity and to keep the chemistry going. So let's hop into the next slide. We're going to look at our potential targets. Here you go, potential targets. You have $57.5 million. We don't have you cutting nobody simply because $57.5 million is a lot of money to work with. There's no reason to cut a player unless, I mean, you absolutely think they're door crap and you want to save some more money. Here's what we got you guys doing. Bringing back Mike Williams on a 3-year, $60 million deal. That would be a $20 million cap hit. Bringing back Kaiser White on a 2-year, $12.6 million deal, which would be a $6.3 million cap hit. Bringing in Ode Ibushi on a 1-year, $1.5 million deal, which would be a $1.5 million cap hit. Bringing back Michael Schofield on a 1-year, $1.8 million deal, which would be a $1.8 million cap hit. Signing all-star J.C. Jackson to a 4-year, $72 million deal, which would be an $18 million cap hit. And bringing in Akeem Hicks on a 2-year, $17 million deal, which would be an $8.5 million cap hit. That would add up to being $56.1 million in total cost, minus the estimated cap space will leave you with $1.4 billion remaining cap space. You look at your team needs: wide receiver, tight end, interior offensive lineman, defensive tackle, edge, linebacker, cornerback. But here's what we got you doing. We get you re-signing Michael Williams. We got you signing Akeem Hicks. We get you re-signing Kaiser White. And then what do we get you doing in the draft? We get you drafting Jermaine Johnson, the edge rusher, in the first round. We got you drafting interior offensive lineman Jamari Salyer in the second round. And we got you signing cornerback Tariq Woolen, an athletic freak. I can't wait to watch his film yet. I haven't watched him yet. 6'4", runs a really fast 40. Woolen in the third round. Now let's look at the 2022-2023 expected depth chart. Here you are. Not much money left. You look here in green. Well, let's start with an orange. Orange means you resign because you're white. Mike Williams. There's the 2 re-signings. In green are your signings, Akeem Hicks and J.C. Jackson. In light blue, you got your rookies, okay? Jermaine Johnson, Jamari Salyer, and Tariq Woolen. Overall, Salyer here is listed here. I honestly think you would honestly immediately plug in for Filer. Filer struggled, in my opinion. I watched him play. It was pretty terrible. But, hey, I mean, we'll leave him there for now. But one of these guys, they can just, switch in and out. Brandon James was a rookie last year. I remember watching him in the draft. When I scouted him. But overall, this team right here on paper just got better. I mean, you really didn't lose anything, in my opinion. You did lose Uchenna Nwosu, but you're bringing in a first-round pick, edge rusher Jermaine Johnson. You're bringing in a nice cornerback. You're bringing in one of the best cornerbacks in the league in J.C. Jackson. You're bringing back Kaiser White with Kenneth Murray and Drew Tranquil. You got Justin Herbert weapons with Keenan Allen, Josh Palmer, Mike Williams. You got the rookie from last year, Trey McKitty here, Derwin James, and Nasir Adderley. Overall, guys, last year you guys went 9 and 8. This year, I honestly expect better. I think if you do these moves, I think you're going to win 10, 11 games with Justin Herbert taking a step forward. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are Built Better.